I have had sleep apnea for a while. I would like to find out the best ways to heal both. Yeah, well, absolutely, man. What's your name here? Steve. Steve. Now, your dad's 80. If your dad's willing to go on an all raw food diet, boy, I'd be there, because when it's Parkinson's, Lou Gehrig's, or MS, I'm 100% raw. I don't even go one cooked meal here and there. Well, maybe on the weekend just to keep boosting him up, because he is 80. So if he's desired to unfreeze himself, he's got to move what? You're correct. He's got to move his lymphatic system. So it's real important that he one of your kidneys out there are hurting now. I feel mine bad. Somebody out there is having some kidney problems. So you really want to get your dad on raw, and particularly lots of fruits, berries, and melons. That would be very, very important that you do that. Let me see what else here. Oh, you said that you had sleep apnea. Yeah, you've got to clean your esophagus. You've really got to clean your lymphatic system, my friend. You know, get your lymph system moving, same as your dad. I think you're going to find kidney problems in both of you guys, and you really, you really got to work with your kidneys here and your lymphatic system. Dad, get that nervous system going. Use upper circ, brain, and nerve. At the same time, get those kidneys going. Get those adrenals going. That's the autonomic nervous system. Get all that going, and you'll be in good shape there. Let's see. I knew a sweet lady told me she nearly died from a previous dose of chemo. A few weeks later, back in hospital, I couldn't even touch her skin. She was so much pain, lost her mind, and died after that. That's enough to be a tearjerker, isn't it? Really. Sad stuff. It's just sad that you see all this stuff going on here. How's our time? Pretty good. And you talk about childhood diseases, specifically cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis, you know, that's a devastating problem. Scar tissue in the lungs and stuff. What do you think scars tissue? And this is also tied to some lady that wrote me here and asked me about they're seeing glass in her lungs, and that maybe she got this from years ago. Well, it's hard to say what they're seeing there, whether they're seeing crystalline deposits of some sort, honey, or something like that. Obviously, you know that you're very acidic in those interstitial levels of the lungs. Same thing here with cystic fibrosis. Same problem. What you're going to do to remedy this problem, right? You're going to get into the body and fix it. You're going to move that lymph system. You're going to get these acids out and get that body highly alkaline. Cystic fibrosis, all these problems, you need to be as raw. Because the more raw you are, then the body can chew up this scar tissue and build it back up. I would use my lung formulas. Lung number 2, I love that one. Lungs number 1 and 2, great stuff. And really hit the kidneys, the adrenals, the lymphatic system, and really go in that way, and you'll be good. Okay. Now, because that's the only way. Cystic fibrosis, it's a tough situation. You just have to work that out there. Centron, man. Good man. Keep going. You know, keep working it. You know, you'll learn. Up and downs, you'll learn. You're doing good, man. I'm real proud of you there. So keep it up there. Here's that sweet lady there. She wishes she moves to Florida. She's worried about hypertension issues. Or so in the flying and stuff. Well, you know, go after your kidneys and work that out there, honey. I'm going to take a few minutes. Here's that bladder cancer again. I'm going to take a few minutes, take a break. I'll be right back. Thank you now. I'm back. Thank you. I'm trying to get through these fast, but it's so hard in answering your questions. So hang in there with me. I apologize I'm taking so long here, but it touched the way issue. He has a dog with heartworms. I take Parasite G for that. I think that'd be really good for heartworms, or, you know, sometimes if it's real bad, go to your vet, of course, but I would definitely use the Parasite G for heartworms. Same thing with the dog. Move the kidneys, the lymphatics, and, you know, really clean that up there. About certain health problems. I've been facing certain bone skin. Balls out of the, getting some smelly balls out of the throat and stuff. I talked about this, your liver's sensitive and stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's your lymph system, you know, and you're just feeling that sort of stuff. Deworm yourself, too, just in case you have liver flukes or pancreatic flukes and stuff like that, you know, deworm yourself there. Clean yourself out that way. I think I talked on some of this. Heavy metals, yeah, I did. Let me see here, Chris. Thank you so much for your comment for Chris. They love to hear you guys. They love to hear you guys, you know, praise them a little bit because they work real hard out there, and they just, you know, they really love to hear your comments with them. So thank you so much. You all are you're all sweethearts, I tell you. You know, nothing perfect. There's nothing set in stone. Nobody's over anybody with a club. Here is, okay, to take adrenal, pancreatic, thyroid glandulars during detoxification. Absolutely. I go full board during detoxification. On fasts, you know, you can do the herbs or not do the herbs. It doesn't matter. Glandulars, same way, you know. It's all in how you feel, how tired you are, if you want to accelerate detox or not. I tell you, when you fast and take the herbs, it's a butt kicker. But at the same time, you know, I mean, I don't care. If you're fasting, I'm happy. Because I know that your body is now really going to dig in and really going to take care of itself there. So I'm real happy if you're doing that. So whatever you feel like doing, play with it. That's the whole idea, is have fun and play with it. Yeah, I mean, it's just unclogging you. Absolutely. Now, here's Owen Fox. Let's see, kidney, also adrenal rejuvenation, strengthening, please. Yeah, I mean, remember, the raw foods is cleaning and strengthening in and of themselves. Then you're looking for more tools to help us be more aggressive, and tools that are more powerful than, say, the foods of today. Well, that you're getting then to what I think God made to help us, and all the other animals seem to think it too, is that the herbs. And the herbs are specific. I've always said herbs are tissue specific in their focus, because they go right to the kidneys, they go right to the livers, whatever herbs you're using. At least we've had 5,000 years of recorded history using them. So when someone uses the word alternative, it kind of fries my bacon, so to speak, because I hate that. When you try to lay on us, we're alternative, the audacity of that, the insult to the supreme being for that is unreal. And it's like, okay, you know, if that's how you want to think. Well, let me tell you, it is. I told a cardiologist once when he said I was radical, I said, let me see what's radical. Take a few natural herbs, which are more vegetables, and eat a raw diet and clean out your lymph system, which will back up all the cholesterol and calcifications. Or is it more radical to be gutted like a hog and your veins or arteries pulled out of your legs and put into your heart, and then just to have it happen again in 6-7 years? He couldn't say anything. We accept radical as normal. And this is radical. Not just, I know some of you asked me, Cintron, and some other people have asked me about talking to people that think you're radical. Really now? Really? You know, it's amazing. I lost all my friends when I started this because they thought I was radical. That's how radical we become. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. You got to laugh now. Full heart. Thank you, sweetheart. Temporary boost thyroid to regenerate, necessary to take. No, it's not necessary to take any of these things for life. The whole idea, I think, is the Hippocratean idea of let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. And I was talking about that in an earlier video. You want your diet to be what you live and sustain and have vigor and health from. But we've got generations of insulting the human body, clogging it with all these dairy products, all the mucus-forming dairy products. We have some work to do to gain back the vigor, the vitality, and the health that would naturally be ours and naturally found in most creatures on the planet. So yeah, I mean, you go as long as you can. It's all about affordability. It's all about self-discipline, honey. It's all about all these things there. itself. So it's possible to take the thyroid glandular on the short term. Oh, yeah. The ideal for glandulars to me is short-term use only. Because the idea is to get the thyroid awake and producing its own T4 and its own calcitonin and whatever tissue we're talking about, is getting it to function like it should on its own. That's the way it should. That's life. Get it into a state of health. Well, what is the state of health? I suppose you could say that. What is spirituality? The same thing. Different levels of awareness, maybe. You know, but at least to the a high functionability where you have no symptomology from it and you feel vital and you don't know that you have a physical body. I'm sure there's always a plus to health, like there's always a plus to how now can you be, how God absorbed can you get. Because after you leave the what we call the soul plane or the Sat Nam Lok, it's all about how now can you be? How all of the all can you be? Before that, it's like, how can I stop thinking and stop talking and stop desiring? Thank you, Full Heart, though. I love you, honey. This is another good lemonade. I like all your comments. You don't look 65, but 65 years old, is still a lot of pain. You know what, sweetheart? You dig in. You keep moving into that lymph. You keep moving that lymph out. You keep working on those kidneys and adrenals, sweetheart. You keep moving yourself, moving that body toward that. You'll move out of that. You can use, we have a formula, inflammation joints. That might help you. You always look for the pain herbs, our neuromuscular spasms. We have a pain formula, really just for moderate pain. They took the narcotics out of our hands, but you really, there's a lot of herbs you can use and things to help with that. There's anti-inflammatories like the inflammation joint formula, but keep moving on that lymph. Keep addressing that causative factor, and you'll get it, honey. Just keep working with that, okay? This is coming from a man with diabetes. Is this your husband that has diabetes, skin bruises and lesions on his arms and feet? He is constantly scraping his arm. Well, he's full of fungus. I mean, his sugar metabolism. So your husband, you're doing a good job. You just have to get your husband's butt going here. But sometimes mates do it, and some mates don't do it. So sometimes you get trapped in a relationship where your mate doesn't do it, and so sometimes it's a bit of a tear. Same lemonade here. You got neuropathy throughout the body. This is acids. These are acids breaking the nervous system down, or you're breaking down tissue and the nervous system's reflecting that. And so, again, this is restoring health and vitality to cells. It doesn't matter what cells. And restoring health and vitality to the cells of the human body is getting the body into a predominant base chemistry stance, where all these acids are pulled out and the resurrection of chemistry, or the homeostasis. And I hate to use that word homeostasis because then it conjures up ideas of biochemists and some of the ridiculous thinking some of them have. You can't achieve health through thinking chemical homeostasis from the sense of using isolates and playing this game. Because you've got to get into the adrenals and the utilizations of minerals. You've got to get into the absorption through the GI tract wall. You've got to go back to the very core of digestion itself. Someone did ask me about that. Poor digestion. That's why I created these pancreatic formulas, these liver formulas, to increase the function of cells. You can increase digestive enzyme production by the pancreas. I proved that years working with pancreatic cancer cases that lost all digestion.